Hello, welcome back to the channel. Delighted to be talking to you again. This is kind of wargaming top tips. This is all about magnets, a quest for magnets. So for years, I've been storing my miniatures in really useful boxes. As you can see here, 15 mil, 28 mil, everything's in really useful boxes. The 15 mil is really interesting. Get the stationary insert to put in top so you can actually double the capacity of the boxes. So that's my World War II Desert Brits, which I'm going to be doing some stuff with more on later. And this is all the armor I've been working on the bottom. Now, for a long time, I was a solo gamer playing in the house, so they would just went in my storage, came out my storage when I needed. But over the last couple of years, as you know, if you've been listening to this channel, I've been a member of a wargaming club, so I'm having to transport my miniatures to the clubs. So one of the things with this is generally I'm walking to the clubs. Often I'll get a lift back. So my really useful boxes, I'm holding my hands. Things get shuffled around a bit. I've got a mile to the train and then probably like tube and stuff on the other side. Subway. It's Glasgow. I get wrong when I call it the tube. Subway in Glasgow. Anyway, as I was been collecting pike and short, I was worried about if I'm transporting these fellas, pikes getting broken as they struggle around. So I went online and I started trying to find some information about magnets. Now, I've only ever used magnets before, and they were for some Titanicus models, getting the polarity and stuff right. So I didn't really know where to go. I'm looking for a relatively easy solution, looking for a bit of advice. Asked some friends, everyone's like, magnets. Um, I couldn't really get the answers I wanted. It wasn't as clear. So fortunately, when I was at Carronade, these guys had a stand. Now I'd bought terrain off them before. They do some really nice wee bits of rivers and roads, sandbag emplacements. And they had a selection of really useful boxes which already were magnetized. So I went up and spoke to them, and I got some really good advice. They answered all my questions. So I'd like to share that with you. So when you come to magnetizing really useful bit boxes, you've got two choices: whether you put magnet sheet down in the box or a ferro sheet down in the box. If you put magnet sheet down in the box, you just need to put ferro sheets on the base of the miniatures and vice versa. Without that information, I probably would have bought two sets of magnets, and hopefully the polarity would have worked or not. I don't know. Now, the advantage of having a magnetized base is certain coins will also stick to it as well, and washers as well. You can get washers to attach to the bottom of your bases and attach them as well. To be honest, I'm just going with the ferro sheets and magnets. I looked into getting some washers and I was trying to find ones which had the right level of sort of steel content. Modern ones have got all sorts of stuff and zinc. Anyway, it was complicated and I couldn't get the answers I needed for that. But these guys provided my answers. So this is what I've got. I've got a pack of 5 sheets, which are enough to start 5 of my really useful boxes. And if you see in the next picture, one side's the sort of magnet itself. The other side has paper on that you peel away to do the stickiness, clean out the bottom of your box, line it up, stick it in. Dead easy. Also bought some ferro sheets to go on the bottom. Now I'd bought a ton of round circles for my discs, don't know what you call them, for my Bot Action Army. And I bought a pack of, these are offcuts. The idea is you can cut them. Actually, that's the point. But all the sheets are cuttable with the pair of scissors. It's dead easy to do. So there you go. For example, on the website, that's looking at what you can get. Magnetic sheets. Like I say, they also do a range of terrain as well. I will point out I've got no freebies or anything from the company. I was just delighted by the service. able to answer all my questions and make sure I got what I really needed. So anyway, let's go back to practicality. So this is my English Civil War pike and shot army. Lots of pikes, lots of scary pikes at scary angles. So that's them laid down flat, and that's them laid up on the side. As you can see, the magnets are keeping them all in place, which is exactly what I needed to do when I'm transporting it between games. So this is the offcut one, which I've cut to shape to go on. As you can see, I've not had to cover the whole base. I mean, these are plastic models, so they're fairly lightweight to begin with. But as I went on, I discovered how much I needed. And actually, I didn't need even as much as that. So, for example, well, there's a pike and shot epic battle strip. Got the bit in the middle there cut down. They're holding perfectly fine, as you saw in the previous video. For the round bases, just cut a square out. Again, that's bigger than it needed. So what that's got me thinking is maybe for my bot action, don't need to buy those round discs. I can just keep buying those square sheets of ferro and cutting them into suitably sized squares and putting them onto the bottom of the bases. So this is another example of something I've done. This is my US Marine Army, which I took to a bot action tournament. And it was actually this army and my Japanese army, which had me thinking about needing a magnetic solution. So if we look here, in my traditional foam storage, the bayonets were getting bent. There's nothing worse than a Marine with a bent bayonet, I can tell you. But so that was me looking for solutions. So again, this is the army up on its side. Now, the interesting thing with the Marines here is there are some metals in here. So you've got a couple of metal mortar team, machine gun team up in the top left there, light howitzer. And amongst the miniatures standing up there, there's at least 10 metal Merrill's Marauders, which I've converted up to be Marines, and a few officers. There's even the Devil Dog, Cappy, the Devil Dog from the Phoebe from the Pilau book. And they're holding their own in terms of being able to stick there. And this is what I did. So the light howitzer, I've only got one crewman and the light howitzer itself, so I've just put one of the magnetic discs on there. And then for the heavier mortars and heavy machine gun, which have got like 3 or 4 crew on, then I've managed to put 2 on. They're holding on fine. So that has been magnets. So to recap, you only need magnets on one side, be that on your miniatures or on the bottom of your base, and you'll need ferro on the other side. They'll hold it. You've seen how much I've used to hold it. You've seen it's doing its job. It's going to keep my miniatures safe. I'm not going to get it bent off and broken. I carry my boxes around. Actually, I talk about my storage. A lot of my storage is in the attic, and even the act of taking my miniatures up the ladders into the attic can shake them around. I spend a lot of time building and painting miniatures. I think they deserve to not get damaged and broken in storage. But there you go, magnets. Dead simple, dead easy. Once I had the information I needed, there'll be other places you can get magnetic solutions. But you've got the information you need: magnet and ferro paper. Like I say, the guys the company I spoke about earlier, they were really friendly and helpful at Carronade, and I'd recommend them. Like I say, I've got no skin in the game. But anyway, let me finish there. Been great talking to you. Hope to talk to you again in another video. And yeah, if you've got any top tips for magnets, let us know. Bye for now. Goodbye.